Hello everyone, welcome to Wilkes Now. My name is Ian Patton.
And I am Shannon Slominski, and we will inform you about the latest campus news.
Hello everyone, my name is Stephen Yukoski, and I will talk about recent happenings in the world.
Hi, I'm Sam Mullen. I'm providing you with this week's Sports Now update.
Hello everyone, I'm Sean Papke, and I'll be giving you your weather forecast for this week. But first, Ian and Shannon with campus news.
Only a few days remain to see the current exhibition in the Sordoni Art Gallery, which is I Am So Bored with the USA by Greg Deal. Deal is a multidisciplinary artist, activist, and disruptor. In this exhibition, he unapologetically reclaims narratives challenging the dominance of colonial histories. Sarah Joseph and Zach Paraway were there to highlight some of the notable pieces.
Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Joseph and I'm reporting for Wilkes Now. Today I am here at the Art Gallery, also known as the Sordoni Art Gallery, for a new exhibit they have put in. So, can you tell us a little bit about the Art Gallery?
Absolutely. So the Sordoni Art Gallery has been part of Wilkes University for over 50 years now. We used to be located over in the Stark Building, but now we're in the beautiful Karen Bellis' Media and Communication Center. And yeah, we are student-focused, mostly student-run. I have a huge team of work studies that work for me, and we offer a lot of free community events as well as beautiful exhibitions that the students here at Wilkes can take advantage of.
So, can you tell me why you chose this particular artist for this semester?
So absolutely. So we chose Greg Deal. Heather, our director and lead curator, she's always looking at different curriculums taught across campus. So bringing Greg Deal's I'm So Bored with the USA was a way for us to work with the history department, who helped us organize one of our upcoming events, and just a way to look at the current climate in the United States, protest as art, existence as protest, different things like that. So Greg's work really resonates, I think, with a lot of people who have seen it. It's so honest and passionate, and I think the students have really enjoyed it so far.
And we kind of touched on it just now, but why do you think that showing this particular artwork is so important?
Right, so one of the things about art galleries and art institutions as a whole is showing diverse experiences, different backgrounds, because that is the way that we create empathy, right? This is how people are learning, because like, for instance, my existence, I am a white woman from the East Coast of North America, of the United States of America, and that is the existence that I know. That's my lived experience. But looking at artwork by people like Greg Deal, who have a very different lived experience, I can look through that window that he opens up for me and learn about a lot of different experiences that I may have never come across.
And what is your favorite piece of artwork in this gallery so far?
So I think, this is always a hard question because I always like all of the work usually. I think my favorite piece is definitely the space where spirits get eaten. It's a really interesting found object sculpture about Indian boarding schools and the experiences of people who went through that and lived through that had. It's very powerful. It's just visually very striking, and I'm very happy that we have something like that in this gallery.
And how long is this exhibit open for?
This exhibition is open until March 23rd, which is a Sunday.
And if someone wanted to come who wasn't a student, would they be able to?
Absolutely. We are free and open to the public. Gallery hours are Tuesdays through Fridays from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays and Sundays from noon to 5.
All right. And that's all the time we have for today, folks. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you have a nice day.
Sarah, the Health and Fitness Club will be hosting a late-night lift session next Monday, March 24th from 8 to 10 p.m. This event will be hosted at the Wilkes-Barre YMCA, which is just across the street from our campus. In this event too, a bench press competition will be held at 8:30. All students are welcome to participate, no matter your experience with weight training. The strongest male and female competitors will each win $100. If you're interested, a sign-up link can be found on the club's Instagram at wilkes.fitness or on our website today at wilkes.edu.
Looking for a great way to use your creativity? Wilkes University is looking for students to join our social media ambassadors team for the 2025-2026 academic year. You'll get hands-on experience creating content that showcases student life right here on campus. Whether it's hosting tiny mic interviews or filming behind-the-scenes moments, you will help share what makes Wilkes special. Interested? Fill out the form on today at wilkes.edu. Or if you have any questions, reach out to Isabella Barbario at isabella.barbario@wilkes.edu.
Are you looking to make a difference in the community and grow as a leader? Apply for the Bonner Leader Program for the fall 2025 semester. This 4-year program has students regularly attending trainings dedicated to boosting leadership, communication, and project management skills, as well as sets you up with a local nonprofit organization as a work-study job. In order to apply, you must be eligible for federal work-study. The sign-up link can be found on today at wilkes.edu.
Do you like to give back to your community? Well, the Wilkes University Big Event is just 2 weeks away on March 29th from 8:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. Big Event is our biggest event on campus where we give back to our community. There will be lots of indoor and outdoor service activities available, with breakfast and lunch provided for volunteers. Please sign up to help give back to the community. The deadline for applications is March 19th. Sign up with the link on today at wilkes.edu.
Wilkes will hold its annual health fair this Thursday, March 20th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the JPAC. The fair is a great way to spread awareness on important healthcare topics, promote wellness, and learn more about each vendor and their services in the community. There will be a large variety of healthcare vendors, such as the Wilkes-Barre Department of Health, Experience Fitness, Interstate Blood and Plasma, Caring Communities, National Alliance on Mental Illnesses, and so much more. Additionally, this year, Prevention Health is offering screenings for carotid, artery, and stroke, and thyroid. If you are interested in these screenings, you must schedule in advance. The screenings are $40 each, and cash is only accepted payment. A receipt will be provided for you to submit to your health savings account for possible reimbursement. If you would like to schedule one or both of these screenings, please contact Anita Burns in advance at 570-408-4730 or anita.burns@wilkes.edu.
Are you interested in space and astronomy? Join the Wilkes Space and Astronomy Club on a trip to Bucknell University on Friday, April 11, 2025. Please fill out the Google form found on today at wilkes.edu or email our very own Sean Papke at sean.papke@wilkes.edu for more information. This trip is weather permitting.
Be sure to read our latest edition of The Beacon every week for even more information on events both off and on campus. Up now, we have Anna Beckham to tell us all about it.
Hello, my name is Anna Beckham, and welcome to this week's Beacon Briefs. The Sardoni Art Gallery is selling apparel that features student-created designs. Apparel includes shirts, tote bags, and much more. The sale ends March 23rd. Orders will be ready about 2 weeks after the online store closes. To order, visit today.wilkes.edu for the link to the Sardoni online store. The Wilkes University Honors Program is looking for current first-year undergraduate students to join. First-year students who have a 3.5 GPA or higher are eligible to apply. Applications close April 15th. For more information, contact Jennifer McLaughlin1 at wilkes.edu. Wilkes University is looking for current students to join the Social Media Ambassador team for the 2025-2026 school year. Members are able to showcase student life on campus. To apply, visit today.wilkes.edu to find the form. If you have any questions, contact Isabel Barrero at wilkes.edu. The Late Night Lift Committee is hosting a late night lift on March 24th at the YMCA on Franklin Street. The first 150 students who attend will receive a free t-shirt and tote bag. All equipment will be provided by the YMCA. If you have any questions, contact Caitlin Benders at wilkes.edu. Thank you for tuning in to this week's Beacon Briefs. Make sure to pick up a copy of the Beacon on campus or check it out online at www.thewilkesbeacon.com. Let's send it back to the studio.
Thanks, Anna. Let's take a quick break, and when we return, Stephen will give you all the latest in national news.
First, they said cigarettes were safe. We know how that turned out. Now, they say they didn't market e-cigarettes to teens. Fact, more than 1 in 4 high school students are vaping, and 80% say their first e-cigarette was flavored. Vaping is harmful to developing brains. The reason we think vaping is safe? Marketing. Same lies, different day. Tell Big Vape to quit lying.
Meet Norm. He lives with anxiety, but with the help of this latest innovation from Be Normal, he can be normal, just like everyone else. With the swipe of a finger, you can project happiness, confidence, machismo. Why settle for being real when you can be normal? The Normal Maker, new from Be Normal. This item doesn't really work because there's no such thing as normal. We're all different. What we like, how our brains work. In fact, 1 in 5 of us live with mental illness. Don't filter who you are. Start by talking to someone you trust. And remember, there is no normal.
Welcome back to Wilkes Now. I'm Stephen Ukowski, and I will talk about national news. Between March 14th and 15th of this year, a series of tornadoes struck several states in the Midwest and the South, leaving at least 32 dead and destroyed numerous buildings. Missouri was the hardest hit state with 12 deaths. Additionally, an accident in Kansas due to dust storms caused 8 deaths. Wildfires also intensified, affecting areas from the Canadian border all the way to Texas, where 130 fires destroyed nearly 300 homes. Yesterday, the United States dressed in green to celebrate St. Patrick's Day, a holiday honoring the patron saint of Ireland and enthusiastically adopted in various cities across the country. For example, in New York, with a Fifth Avenue parade considered one of the largest in the world. With approximately 150,000 people participating and nearly 2 million spectators in attendance, the parade wound down Fifth Avenue from East 44th Street to East 79th Street, passing by the iconic St. Patrick's Cathedral. This tradition, which dates back all the way to 1762, was started by Irish expatriates and British soldiers during the colonial era. Prince Harry of England faces a review of his immigration status in the United States after revealing his past drug use in his biography In the Shadows. A judge has ordered the publication of his visa application, which could affect his and his family's stay in the country. The Heritage Foundation has questioned the approval of his visa, suggesting possible preferential treatment. The United States supports hundreds of suspected gang members to El Salvador. They are linked to Tren de Aragua organization in El Salvador, where they were imprisoned in the Terrorism Detention Center. This measure was welcomed by Salvadorian President Nayib Bukele. That's all the time we have for today. When we come back, Sam will give you the latest in Wilkes sports.
Prescription drug pricing points to corporate
Freedom of the press is about your right to know. It's about your right to be informed. Today, there are real threats to press freedom and your right to know about the world around us. We must protect our right to know, no matter what kind of news is important to you. Before it's too late, understand the threats. ProtectPressFreedom.org.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies.
Selfie, nailed it. We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
I'm Sam Mullen, and welcome to Sports Now. Let's get into your Wilkes Sports update. The women's ice hockey team concluded their historic season during the first round of the NCAA tournament on Saturday. After winning a MAC championship game against Arcadia University, they head to Maine to face Colby College. Megan Bell got the Colonels on the board during the first period. They sadly weren't able to score again until the third with 2 goals from Haley Bouchard and Nina Hudakova. They sadly lost 4-3, but finished with an overall record of 22-4-2. Congratulations to the team and coaching staff on a fantastic season. 2 of the men's wrestlers, Cam Butka and Caleb Burkhart, made it into the Division III NCAA tournament last weekend. Burkhart sadly lost during the first day of the tournament, but finished his career at Wilkes with 124 wins and shares the program record for fastest pin. Butka made it into the final of the tournament, but sadly lost. He finished his career at Wilkes with the most career wins in program history, 137, and most single season wins, 42. Congratulations to the both of you on a great season and career at Wilkes. With spring sports now underway, the baseball team over the weekend swept Elizabethtown College. On Saturday, they had a doubleheader where they won 6-4 in the first game and 12-2 in the second. Yesterday, the Colonels continued their success by winning 4-3. Tomorrow, the team will face Penn State Harrisburg at 4:30. On Saturday, they will travel to Drew University for a doubleheader with the first game at 12 o'clock and the second at 3 o'clock. On Sunday, they will play Drew again at 12 o'clock. Last week, the men's lacrosse team faced crosstown rival King's College, where they won 11-8. Brothers Austin and Stone Sosnovic had a hat trick for the day, with Jackson Casper and Tim Harka both earning 2 goals. Anthony Del Duca also found the back of the net with 1 goal. Goalie Caleb Miller had 12 saves for the game. On Saturday, the team faced Hook College, but sadly lost 18-3. Tomorrow, the Colonels will travel to Alvernia University at 7 o'clock, and on Saturday, the team will host Moravian University at 1 o'clock. After a small break from spring break, the softball team has a busy week coming up. The Colonels will travel to Immaculata University for a doubleheader, with the first game starting at 2:30 and the second at 4:30. On Saturday, they will host a doubleheader against Drew University, with the first game starting at 1 o'clock and the second at 3 o'clock. On Sunday, they will travel to Marywood University for a doubleheader, with the first game starting at 1 o'clock and the second game starting at 3 o'clock. Good luck to all of our teams competing this weekend. Now to Zach Paraway, who will give you your national sports update.
March is the season for both true winners to be declared and seasons to begin anew. Hello, my name is Zach Paraway, and this is your Wilkes Now National Sports Update. Starting off with the name of the month itself, March Madness is here as the brackets have been filled out for both the men's and women's side of the NCAA tournament field. First over to the side of the men, Auburn will take the top spot as the ones are rounded out by Duke, Houston, and Florida. It is not all about the 1 seeds, however, as March Madness is more about the stories that were made throughout the season. No team came hotter toward the end of the season as St. John's, under the tutelage of Coach Rick Pitino. They were able to win the Big East this past season, and their 30-4 record has them as the number 2 seed in this tournament. They come in as one of the biggest title contenders for this upcoming tournament. The SEC, known for their history in football excellence, made history this past season as 14 of their teams qualified for the NCAA tournament, setting a record for the most teams to qualify in a single season. The women's side of the bracket also shapes up to be a strong one, as UCLA, for the first time in their storied history, takes a top spot as the number 1 overall seed for the women. The 1 seed is then rounded out by South Carolina, Texas, and USC. Probably the most heartwarming story out of the bracket for both sides comes from UC San Diego, as both teams, after jumping from Division II and becoming eligible for the Division I playoff for the first time this season, both make the tournament in their first ever season of eligibility. The tournament begins tonight, with the first 4 of the men tipping off at 6:40, first with St. Francis, Pennsylvania versus Alabama State, followed by North Carolina versus San Diego State. The women's first 4 will take place tomorrow, as Princeton will play Iowa State at 7 o'clock, followed by Southern University versus UC San Diego at 9. Finally, pitchers and catchers have reported as yet another MLB season is upon us. Opening day looms soon, so let's take a look at the teams how around their way are doing. First, to the Major League team of the Rail Riders, the Yankees have had some devastating losses of both free agency and now spring training as well. Free agency saw Juan Soto leave for the Crosstown Mets after just 1 season with the team, and it was just announced this past week that Cy Young pitcher Garrett Cole will miss the entire season due to Tommy John surgery. The Bronx Bombers did add reinforcements of the like of All-Stars Cody Bellinger and Devin Williams, but one will have to ask, is this enough for the offseason losses of the current AL champions? Taking the 7 train down to Queens, The Mets spent big as they stole the aforementioned Soto, but at a price. The Mets will have to show why $765 million over 15 years was justified as they look to add from an NLCS appearance last season. Starting pitching is of concern though, as their opening day man will be Clay Holmes, who has just 4 career starts in his 7-year career. Their division rivals look to avenge a disappointing season last year as the Phils fell to those Mets in the NLDS. For a team known to make big splashes in the offseason, this one was a quiet one for the team, adding quality pieces such as outfielder Max Kepler and reliever Jordan Romano to 1-year deals. Fans hope that the core can bounce back from last year and show more of that Red October form that they have in the past. The Pirates and Nationals, while not sharing a division nor a league, did share a strategy for the offseason and not making too many moves to disrupt the young talent currently arising. While this did frustrate fans, their front offices saw that the team's best chances to succeed would be in the future, and fans will either have to enjoy a year of hoping they crush the expectations or watching top talent such as Paul Skeens of the Pirates and Dylan Cruz of the Nationals thrive on subpar ball clubs. Finally, the Orioles of Baltimore failed to reach expectations last year, getting swept at home in the wild card to the Royals. The team saw top talent leave the building too, as ace Corbin Burns and home run leader Anthony Santander both left for big money deals elsewhere. The front office is hoping for another push from their young talent, as much as their core will be entering their 3rd or 4th season with the Major League club. While opening day for 28 clubs will be next Thursday, the MLB season kicked off as the Dodgers and Cubs are currently competing in their first game of the opening 2-game set. This set takes place in Tokyo, Japan, the first time the league has played games in the nation in 6 years. That's all we have for today. I'm Zach Paraway, and this has been your National Sports Update.
Thanks, Zach. Let's take a quick break, and when we return, Sean will provide you with this week's forecast.
Kids across America are going to school hungry. Millions of kids every day. But one simple thing can help change all of this for a hungry child in America. Good healthy food and the energy it brings. With help from caring people across America, No Kid Hungry is providing healthy meals and hope to hungry kids so they can build better futures. To learn more about ending child hunger in America, go to helpnokidhungry.org today.
Dear housemates, due to the environmental impact of food waste, I'm eating all your leftovers. You're welcome.
Ooh, what's this about?
I'm just doing my part for the environment. Is that Mima's punch bowl?
We use way too much plastic. Think of the planet. Who is the best princess?
The environment is the best excuse. Find an out and opt in at theenvironmentexcuse.org.
Hello everyone, I'm Sean Papke and I'll be giving you this week's weather forecast. But first, let's talk about how beautiful it is outside now. We're getting closer and closer to spring and the end of winter is upon us. We've actually got some decent amount of rain over the weekend, something much needed. Some more brutal storms in the south brought some pretty heavy rains here in the north, and today we've got a pretty sunny day outside. But let's take a look. So right now it's about 47 degrees out. We're going to get a little bit warmer with a high of 61 and a low of 40 tonight. Again, we had a pretty rainy weekend. That's going to lead into a pretty sunny and warm weekend to midweek. A sunrise at 7:10 a.m. and a sunset at 7:14 p.m. The humidity is going to range from about 27 to 70%. We're going to see some calm 4-mile-per-hour winds from the north. 2% chance of rain for the day. Again, today we're going to stay mostly sunny, a comfortable high of 61 and a little colder low of 40. Tomorrow it's going to get a little warmer, mostly sunny with a high of 68 and a low of 44. Thursday we are going to see more rain showers come in with a high of 63 and a low of 31. Friday we're going to go back to mostly sunny with a high of 45 and a low of 32. Saturday we're going to get a bit more cloud cover, partly sunny with a high of 57 and a low of 33. Sunday is going to be cloudy with a high of 49 and a low of 29. Monday is cloudy and overcast with a high of 48 and a low of 29. So again, looking at the rain, we're going to stay pretty calm, pretty dry throughout the week into next week. Thursday, you are going to see that band of showers come in once it loops back around. I'll point it out when it does. Right there, you'll see that come through. And that's all we're going to see throughout the week. Again, into the weekend, we might see some light showers, but nothing too extreme. And then into next week, we could see more showers Monday into Tuesday. Looking at the temperatures, we are again going to stay pretty consistent. Today, tomorrow, and Thursday are going to be pretty warm, with Thursday bringing those rain showers. So it's not a bad idea to get outside this week before it gets a little colder into the weekend. Again, looking ahead, we're going to have good weather up until Thursday, where the rain comes in. The weekend will be cold and cloudy, but it will be bearable. And again, spring is coming soon, so expect to see that warming trend continue. We're going to see 60s and 70s throughout the next couple of weeks. That's all I've got for today. Thank you guys. Back to Ian and Shannon.
Thanks, Sean. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Just a reminder, you can watch us live on Tuesdays on Service Electric, channel 97 at noon.
Also, check out our YouTube channel for the latest episodes of the show and more. In case you missed it, our broadcast re-airs every weeknight at 7:30 p.m. From all of us here at Wilkes Now, have a great week.